My poem, Day of Consciousness. Dedicated to all victims of 9/11 and unilateral, illegal, invasive war on terror. Let us make September the 11th a day of global consciousness, where rule of law, accountability, and openness are the themes of true participatory democratic governments, where scholars seeking truth as the seed for peaceful living, academics are vocal beyond journals and networking, corporations evolving for the benefit of all being, media wait for news before speculating, economists are not analysts for fear bidding, inquiry commissions can shut immediate public hearing, militaristic leaders not using propaganda video for war of supremacy, intelligence can't hide felons behind national security, where scientists educate mass against destructive technology, politicians serve the people before succumbing to lobbying, doctors advise patients against products intoxicating, lawyers don't prey on victims for profit making, judges ensure innocents till proven guilty, where tax revenue was spent mostly for general well-being, military can never grow out of control as bullies, rather help nations during national emergencies, fight against abuse for peace, freedom, and justice. Teachers teach students about worldwide fellow feelings. Religious leaders embrace truth before preaching, enlightening people in the light of mercy and giving, knowing God is universal, omnipresent, and all-encompassing. Poems by Kolki. All must know why United States of America was attacked on September the 11th, 2001. And by whom? Quote, I contend that we are the first race in the world, and that the more of the world we inhabit, the better it is for the human race. If there be a God, I think that what he would like me to do is paint as much of the map of Africa British red as possible. Unquote. British Zionist Cecil Rhodes, who advocated the British Empire re-annexing the United States of America, creating secret society of the elect, and reforming itself into an Imperial Federation to bring about a hyperpower. He co-founded Rhodes Scholarship from the Oxford University to achieve that goal. Now food for thought for 9/11 attack against USA. Let us hear from Sybil Edmonds, former FBI translator who found FBI higher-ups faxing important World Trade Center and Pentagon blueprints overseas. She also found FBI higher-ups creating visas for outsiders illegally with briberies and deception. Quote, if they were to do real investigations, we would see several significant high-level criminal prosecutions in this country. And that is something they are not going to let out. And believe me, they will do everything to cover this up. Unquote. Now how that massive 9/11 attack was possible against the United States of America? Quote, a sophisticated false flag operation like 9/11 has an organizational structure with three basic levels: architectural, operational, and working. Atta and the 19 Arabs blamed as the hijackers of 9/11 were part of the working level and were simply part of the deception. That is, after all, how false flag terror works. Unquote. Andreas von Buelow, the former head of the parliamentary commission that oversaw the German intelligence agencies. Quote, if our governments had merely done nothing And I say that as an old interceptor pilot. I know the drill. I know what it takes. I know how long it takes. I know what the procedures are. I know what they were, and I know what they have changed them to. If our government had merely done nothing and allowed normal procedures to happen on that morning of 9/11, the Twin Towers would still be standing tall and thousands of dead Americans would still be alive. That is treason. Unquote. Colonel Dr. Robert Bowman. Now more food for thoughts about 9/11 and follow-up war on terror around the world. Must we ask ourselves why DC sniper killed FBI cyber analyst Linda Franklin, who was in charge of infrastructure analysis and research? Can a student without prior record of violence kill 33 academics of Virginia Tech? Where was $40 billion Homeland Security to prevent Virginia Tech massacre, especially after knowing 2 shots fired earlier in the morning inside the campus? What the creative writing class was writing to deserve this in the supposedly land of the free and home of the braves? Why US Congress, Senate, military, media, CIA, FBI administration holding Al-Qaeda report prepared by FBI translator Sybil Edmonds? How 4 RCMP officers in Canada were gunned down by a man with no prior gun record, whose vehicle was parked 24 kilometers away from the scene? Where were preemptive CCs and RCMP that spent millions of dollars to detain internet fanatics without criminality? Why CCs RCMP would destroy most important Air India terrorism tapes and documents and postpone public inquiry into nationwide killings of fellow officers or citizens under custody? Can a homemade bomb packed in nap snack gut few London subway cars? How Scotland Yard identified those knapsackers from such elaborate underground videos immediately after the disaster? Why the unarmed, casually dressed Brazilian was shot to death inside subway car after following him all the way from his apartment, walking, and on the bus? Was that he knew the truth about the kidnapped accused under custody being baptized as Al-Qaeda? Aren't they enough food for thought? Last but not least, do we need to send our kids to history lessons anymore if we let 9/11 military coup go down in history as the work of Himalayan cave dweller, diabetic patient Osama bin Laden? God bless all citizens. Stand tall for truth and justice, for peace and unity.